Hello, welcome back to TRLE Redemption. I am Izzy Noodles and we just entered into this new area last time, so if you don't have a save at this spot and want to go for all secrets, then I recommend saving. This secret is very missable if you don't know it's there, so just come around this dark corner, light a flare so you can see, but just hold the action button and Lara will slide down and grab this straight away. All you have to do is hold the action. So very sneaky, because this is kind of a pitch black kind of area. So that's why it's very missable. Okay, so right here our main goal is to get this gate open. So to do that we just have to find a very sneaky opening. So that is just here around this corner. And then we can hop on in, just be careful. And push this button. Okay, and so now just return back. Okay, from here we are just making our way to the far end, so easy enough to figure out. We can jump over to here, then grab this and shimmy along. Okay, so next we can hop straight over to this ledge. Awesome stuff. So we can see this valve wheel here. We need to turn this. And what that has done is activated these two platforms on this side of the room. So we do have two more which we will need to activate very shortly. So that's what we're working on doing. So jump over to here. It can seem like it's a tough jump because you have to curve, but it's not so bad. And then just time your jump. We can do a standing jump onto this platform once it's at its lowest point. And also just a quick detour for a secret. That button over there will open a door right up on the wall. It looks like just a fancy tile, but actually that is a door. Probably have a save. So when this platform is at its highest point is when you want to go into a running jump to grab this ledge. Okay, so that is open, ready for us to get the secret, but I will not be getting it quite yet. We're going to work our way around to there. So hop back, we need to do a running jump to this platform. So once it's at its lowest point, that's when you need to do a running jump. And this next jump can be tricky because you need to really look at these platforms to make sure you're not going to jump at the wrong moment. So of course we need this platform to be above the next one. Well, that was just plain silly. Why did I do that? Okay, so that was dumb on my part. I don't know what made me jump at that time. Yes, so don't be impatient. Do take your time. There we go. And then easy jump into here. Don't be too high up. But of course, don't be too... Well, I guess you can be at the lowest point. It looks like you can. But just grab in the air anyway, just to make sure you are going to land into this space. And turn this valve wheel. Okay, and that's what's activated the other platforms on the opposite wall. So we're just going to make our way over to them. So we're heading back over to this platform here. just aim for this gap in the ledge, and then we're going to shimmy around to the opposite side. Okay, and then just vault straight up to this ledge. So you need to... Ooh, the camera caught the the platform there. So this video section, you really do need to get to grips with the vaulting up and the hopping backwards to other ledges. But while we're here, we can grab some ammo. I believe it is shotgun shells inside this chest. And then we do need to grab this shotgun because this will trigger the next event. So there we go. It must have been like Indiana Jones style with the pressure pad on the pedestal. So that has opened a door right up there where Laura's head is. So I'm going to make my way there using these ledges. So not a tricky jump here. The next one actually is a tricky jump. You really have to be patient on this one. More patient than the other one. And there we go. I guess I got lucky. I usually wait much longer. Awesome stuff. So here we can push this button. Okay, what that did is open a door right below me. You can probably do like a fake grab from the corner of this tile space, but I won't be doing that because now I'm going to go back for this secret. So I've never tried the fake grab there because I've always come for the secret. So I don't know for sure whether that will work. And then we need to do another running jump. Lots of saves in this video section. Oh, maybe not a running jump then. This is why I save so much. I'm very clumsy. So when it's at its lowest point, then you can do a standing jump. And then this hop into this doorway can look tricky. So when you're at the lowest point, just go into a running jump. Make sure to grab in the air and you'll slide straight into this gap. So just here there is a ladder leading downwards, but there's only a closed door down there. So I think that is to do with once you finish the game. I mentioned you can come back and collect anything that you've missed. So a lot of doors do open up. So that's probably for easy access down there. So right now we cannot go down there, don't need to. So because that was our 5th secret as well, we do have some extra goodies. You saw them pop up in the corner just now. And from here we're heading into the newly opened doorway, so just time a simple jump over to here. Don't be too high up, otherwise you can overshoot. And this is a spot where you will need to probably practice the half tile jump, otherwise do a very snug curved running jump. But for the half tile jump, or the walk jump, however you like to call it, 2 steps back from the edge, 2 walk steps forward, and then release, walk and press jump. Just like you would a running jump, except she's walking, she's not running. So in here, make some leaps across. I do tend to just be reckless in this area, so be careful. You don't want to fall. And right here we can turn around and see this page just here. So this is another page of the Codex Demonicus. And then we're heading straight down here. Grab this ladder. Be careful you don't just tumble all the way down. You'll clearly take some damage. And just hop across to the lever on the far wall. So pretty simple jumps, you don't need me to explain them. But a lot of the time in this level set, you will find an hourglass at timed levers, so that's very handy. So this lever is timed, and it's going to open that door across the way, so we'll need to hurry to get there. So you kind of do need to be specific with your jumps right here. Let me have a save, just in case. I also do need to remember to save a lot because I die a lot in this level section, this video part in particular. So when you're ready, pull the lever, and right here hop back and then jump with a twist in the air to grab this. So that style of jump seems important to make it in time. I'm sure there's other ways you can do it, I just find that easier and seems like it saves so much time to jump like that. But on the way through, grab this soul of visibility, and you may want to light one. I'm not going to bother just because we're not in the dark for very long. And I will just take out my shotgun. So a skeleton enemy to deal with, and the second blow, the killing blow for the shotgun, doesn't really damage them. It's like the health goes down but instantly jumps back up again. It's kind of weird, but you can't kill them with the shotgun. There we go. So I do like to do one shot for the shotgun and then finish them off with the pistols. And I'm just going to point out that we are on the other side of this lava pit. We were over there earlier. We went into that gap to push the button to open the gate. So now continuing over to this way. Got a spike trap to jump over, and we do have this flat ledge here that we can climb upon. More skeletons, of course, you can probably just ignore everything. I like to deal with things because otherwise they do my head in. They bother me and get on my nerves. Okay, so now I'm going to move this block. It is optional to do this at the moment, but we will need to do this. So this is only for the return back, which is why you don't need to do it right now. I just like to be prepared. Okay, and once you start pushing it this way, do be careful because there is kind of a bug where Lara can just continuously push something across a ledge where she's like flying above the ground kind of thing. You don't want to do that here because this block specifically, so push it off one tile space. And I've soft locked myself before. I had to start again because I pushed the block so it was sitting on the spikes, but then I could not stand on the block. I just fell through the block. So yeah, I got myself stuck and I had to reload a previous save. Another spike trap just here, so not very obvious, especially here that there is this ledge to stand on. And yet more skeletons. Where's your friend? There he is. Okay. And then we do have some ammo in this chest. There we go, some shotgun shells, and the main thing we came in here for was this. This is a key. So the door for this is actually where the statue button puzzle was. And this flyby is now showing us the way out of here. So there's a crawl space, and this gate is now open so we can exit this way. So also pointing out, there is a health chest. You may want to leave this behind. Of course, take it if you need it. I don't need it. The reason I urge you to leave this behind is because we're going to be coming through this way much later in the game, and it's at a point where you probably will need some health. Okay, so to get back across this spike pit, you will need to just climb up here and then use the monkey bars that are on the ceiling. So don't forget that is the walk button to get up to there. So up and action and walk all together. Okay, so if you didn't move the block yet, now is the time to do that. And I do recommend you line yourself up properly for this jump, because if you just go ahead and run straight over here, you may not get the distance to grab the edge. So here we go. We were shown there is a crawl space here, so climb on in and follow it out to the other side. So this will lead us to the other side of the lava pit. And we do have a bit of a low ceiling section here, so we're forced to turn around instead of use the flip out of the gap maneuver. And to leave, so we did come down here via the slope, but to leave we'll need to just pull this lever. And that has opened the trapdoor up above this ladder. So I don't think this is timed, I think it just stays open until you climb up to the top. I mean, perhaps it is, but then it closes regardless once you reach the top. So that kind of enforces a one-way system. And now we're back in our first level section. So if you didn't remember where to use the key that I mentioned when I was in this area earlier, hopefully seeing it now will jog your memory. So this funny looking keyhole is where we use the keys. Awesome stuff. So in this room, just hop these pits with the lava, and right at the very end we can see there is a full sword that we can pick up. So before doing that, I'm just going to have a cautionary save, because I forget to save a lot in this video section, and then I have to redo stuff over and over because I've made a silly mistake. Okay, so if your health is not so good, I recommend you do not use this chest. Instead, there is actually a crystal fragment, and 4 will up your health. So you see I have 3, so we'll be collecting a 4th one. I'll do that after picking up the sword just here, so if you want to follow along and you want the crystal now, just skip ahead a little bit and then you'll see where I pick it up. But it's optional whether you pick up additional items now or afterwards, after picking up the sword. So we will have some enemies. One of them's kind of a bully. He forces you into corners and can do a lot of damage. This guy. So kind of stay away from corners and just keep hopping around in a square. So I do like to, because we don't get much shotgun ammo, I like to just use the shotgun for a little bit and then swap. And then eventually you can see we do have 2 Cabals now as well. Trying to, there we go, focus on the Belial enemy. Okay, so once all enemies are down, we can leave again, so that actually closed up once we picked up the sword. And we can grab some ammo from the chest. Cool. And then now I'm going to grab all the additional items that are in this room. So down this path, this is actually the easier path. The crystal is not down this path. So we have a page of the Codex Demonicus and a secret. Ooh, that was close. You can do a running jump there as well. I don't know why I chose to do a standing jump. It worked out just fine. He's a happy chappy, isn't he? Okay, and then just running jump over to here. And be careful of the ceiling space. So you will need to do a running jump and potentially grab if you've not lined up very well. You shouldn't have to, but just be aware of that. Okay, and getting out of this gap is actually far easier than getting out of the next gap. I think I already said that. So you can... Oh, that's not what I meant to do at all. Okay, so I did forget to mention that Lara has the most horrific scream if she falls in the lava in this room. Like, specific areas, she's got this horrible scream. I've kind of become desensitized to it at this point. But here you can do a side jump and fail again. Okay, so yeah, I was wrong. It's not the side jump at this spot. So it's easier to just go into a running jump, hit the slope, and there we go. So that's the easy one. And now just down this section, this lava flow. You might want to save it before heading in here. This is where the crystal is, but it's really hard to get out of here. You can do a standing jump over here. Be careful you don't just walk straight into the lava, because that can happen. And there we go, my health has been put up a little bit. Careful jumping out, so I recommend the turn in the air because you can just jump straight forward into the lava. And recommending not doing a standing jump, getting back over. So that seems to fail a lot more with me. You can do it, but I prefer the half tile. So just here getting out, as I've said, this is super tough because the sloped ledge doesn't overhang like it does in the other section. So I personally prefer a side jump just here, and you'll need to veer over to the left. So of course it's up to you whether you manage a running jump and hit the slope at the right spot and veer, or just find the sweet spot to do a side jump. Either or, it's up to you. So somewhere about here I tend to jump a little higher, because if you just plain do a side jump, you'll just overshoot this and land in the lava, of course. There we go. Have I ever said how much I hate that bit? Oh, and that scream. Okay, so as we exit, Lara looked over to this door, so that implies we need to return back out that way. We need to open the door. So we need to do this puzzle again. It is the same 2 buttons as last time, but on this occasion we need to press each of them twice. So this button and then this opposite button. We never need to press the one that's opposite the door with the lava. Here we go. So we are back in the cathedral type section. So all we need to do is run straight across to this opposite door, and we can use the Sword of Raziel right here. So entering into this new area, this is what is called the Dead Tree Courtyard. There's not a lot we can seemingly do right now, I will just point out that there is this door with these 2 hand receptacles. Once we get the items and enter into there, that's actually the end of game boss battle. So that is for much later. So the only way we can come through, the only way that's open to us, is this doorway. So just pull the lever, this will open this, of course. This actually does 2 things. I'll show one when I exit. Okay, so 2 skeletons. If you need to be jumping around, just be very careful you don't end up landing on this spike trap. This is an active spike trap. So collect the ammo, and as I've already said, this video section is where you need to learn to get good at the vaulting and the jumping back and forth between ledges, because we need to head up. We need to jump between the columns to get to the top. So our starting point is marked by this tile, and it's pretty straightforward. Just go to the next column. Each column has a crack in it. So from here it's kind of actually a leap of faith, a blind jump into the gap in the wall behind. And then we're gonna jump over to here. And you see the spike trap. There's actually a ladder above the spike trap. We need to go all the way around the furthest way to get to that. And before Lara gets her footing on the ladder, you will need to vault up. There we go. So easier said than done. If she gets her footing, just quickly let go and grab. She should not fall all the way down onto the spike trap. Right here we have a gap big enough to climb up into. We'll need to do a running jump to head to the next gap in the ledge. And this is the final column, so from this point we can vault straight up. And then we'll need to jump across here. So I didn't actually mention the reason we did a half tile jump before. It's because any, like the barriers like this, you see Lara's foot is actually parallel with that, so that stops you lining up being able to do a full tile running jump. So just be aware of any time it looks like you've not actually backed right up to the edge because of any, the barriers and fences and whatnot. So we have just picked up a piece of sword. That is all that is in this room. We are completely done here. Careful dropping down, you don't want to hit the spike trap. And of course we will now need to find a blade to go with that sword handle. So this lever I've just passed, I said that did something else as well. So it also opened up these doors. So there we go, kill the Lilith and the Cabal. And, well, lots of lava, we cannot get across there from here. It's not really all that obvious what to do. There's a closed gate, and the reason it's not obvious is actually what I do is I overshoot this room a lot. So you need to come back, return back on yourself, and we're going to work on opening that gate. So just climb up to here. And then when you're at the furthest spot here, you can vault up above and then just shimmy all the way along. Okay, climb up and we can push this button. So we can see that did two things. So we've opened the gate and we have what is called a levitation sphere. We cannot use the sphere right now. We need to go and find a special item in order to be able to do anything with that. So head through the newly opened gate. And we'll get a bit of a flyby. We have a lot of climbing to do. So that is the item that we will need. So as you can see, it was actually closed off by a fence. We do need to do some stuff in order to open that up. So actually super easy. There's 3 buttons we need to press. I say super easy. One of them is actually kind of difficult to find. So from this middle column, just jump straight back into this gap, and you see the fencing along the wall just on the right? There is a button behind there, but it's hard to know how to get in there. So we're not going in that way. That's actually the return back from the button. Grabbing this is another spot where Lara doesn't always like to grab the ledge, so just keep adjusting until she does. Vault up, and then shimmy along. So go as far as you can go, and then you'll need to just drop down to this next ledge, and then again as far as you can go, and you'll have to jump back up again, and then shimmy until we can pull up. Okay, so just turn around and you'll see this opening. This will lead us to that first button. I do have to tell myself to save a lot because, as I've said, I'm prone to making mistakes in this level, or in this video section. So follow the path, the passage. So just here, do not drop down just here. What you want to do is just hop to the opposite side. Be careful of the flare. I wasn't sure at what point it was going to run out. I got lucky. So if need be, just throw the flare before you make that jump. And you have just heard some spikes. Those have actually deactivated. They were active before coming to here. So shimmy to the ladder just here and we can let go and grab. So there's the trap you can see on the ground. It is no longer active. So if you recall, I said about the return path, that's actually that way. If you came in here before and just dropped straight down, you would have died. So here is button number 1. So that is the hardest button to find out of the way. And getting out of here can be tricky as well because this is another spot where Lara struggles to grab the ledge. So try and grab on the more left-hand side just there. And yes, spooky music that gets me every time. There's no need for that. No need. Nothing's happening. It does get me every single time. Okay, and same jumps again to get back to the spot that we had already gotten to. Okay, here we go. So climbing up, we can now continue in this direction. So the next buttons are easy peasy. So just hop across and here we go, straight away, easy button. Next button is also just as easy. So jump into this gap and then just turn around because we're going to jump over to the central column. There's a gap in the ledge. It's not too obvious from here. But there we go. and then vault up again and shimmy around to this bridge section. And the third and final button is right here. Okay, so we now have access to that Soul of Levitation. We just need to continue climbing to get up to it. So careful jumps, it's easy to think, oh yeah, I'm fine, and then nope. Although that's probably just my sense of gameplay. I'm fine, I got this. Nope, I died. So very handy camera angle, shows that there's a ladder behind that we can jump to, and then straight up. And here we are. So it is kind of annoying that the whole fencing didn't drop down. We do have to jump around to the open section. But there we go. This item will now allow us to use the levitation sphere. So getting back down is actually pretty easy, but you likely will take some damage. I usually just hop down this way, or at least just run straight off the edge, sprint if you feel like you need the extra momentum, and then easy drop down to here. And I've never actually gone the safe way back. Apparently you can jump over to there safely, but I find it far easier just to do a fake grab down into this doorway. So as I've said, you will take some damage. So we don't need to do anything with the item that we collected, it just does its magic with us having it in our possession. So be very careful, because it's hard to know where to stand. This like ball of air is gonna jet us up higher, so probably have a save in case you're playing for the first time. So from this spot that I climbed onto, take one step forward, that's very important, and then jump. It jets us up and we can land straight here. So I will also just turn around because we can see another crystal. So we are shoved over with the levitation sphere. So pick this up and we can hop back. But the sphere this time does not actually thrust us up like it did before. Okay, so here we are in the Dead Tree Courtyard. We're actually going to make our way over to that opposite balcony, so not all that obvious how to do that. It can seem a little misleading. So it's clear that we need to grab this and come on over this way, but this ledge ends. So once this ledge section has ended, it's kind of like, oh, well, can only grab the roof. But that might imply you're done and can drop down to the ground floor. No, don't do that. Keep on shimmying. Awesome stuff. And this block, we need to push this down to the ground floor, so just push this over this way. I don't think it matters which direction you push this off, because you can probably maneuver it where you need it to be regardless. So I also will just show you an important item here. We clearly can't get this just yet, but this is one of the items to be put in the, well, the boss door gate. Don't know what to call it, but that's its official name now. Okay, and so once you've pushed this off the edge, we can drop down as well. And you see the opening in the wall, so I'm just going to push this block twice to help me reach the opening. So So just hop into, oops, tried to do the half tile, that backfired. Yep, hop into here, and if you light a flare, you will see this sneaky opening, and inside here is a secret. Nice. Okay, probably just having a pit stop save just in case. Okay, so now crawl into here, and as we exit, you want to actually hang from the edge. There is a lava pit, so do be careful. So hang from this edge. And then hop back to here. Okay, and jumping over to here, we can then hop to here and grab this Watcher's Key. So we didn't see the door where we're using this yet, so this flyby is showing us it's right there. And the block that I've been pushing is actually what's going to help us get over there. There we go, so this block can now go all the way to that far end, so that will help us climb up to the balcony above. So it's not quite all the way there, we can grab this and then vault up to the top. And then come on through and we can use the key. Okay, so hop the gap that's just over here. So be careful because you do need to grab that. And here we can see we have a sword blade. So we are above a familiar spot, we've just been there. So grab the blade and be careful with doing anything right after the blade, because if you just roll and turn around again, it messes up Laura's animations and she doesn't like to grab this ladder. So do be careful. So if you go down the ladder, there is a health chest that we can reach from here. My health is not the best, but I'm going to leave the chest behind anyway. And as I exit back out, we're going to head down to the ground floor, but you can see a door ahead of me. I'm not going to go there yet because I'll need the crossbow. So we're going to be working on that very shortly. So heading to the ground floor. I did not think to show where this is going to go, but let me just grab the ammo that's in this chest. There we go, and directly opposite, this is where we're going to use the next Sword of Raziel. Awesome stuff. So we've opened up this door, and this is actually where I'm going to end my video today. So next time we will head into this new section. So I hope to see you there. Take it easy.